Racist cops assaulted a black woman, but they didn't know she was a judge's wife. On a crisp Sunday morning in Atlanta, Sokara Ellison, 40, walks home from church, her heels clicking rhythmically on the oak-lined sidewalk. Dressed in a radiant blue dress, she hums a hymn, her face serene, faith her steady anchor. The city hums softly, distant traffic birds chirping in the warm air, but a police cruiser trails her, its engine a low growl. Officer Talon, 30's hardened eyes, sharp with prejudice, leans out, scanning her. "You live here," he barks. Suspicion dripping from his tone, Sokara's stride remains even. "Yes, sir. Born and raised." His jaw tightens, she's too poised, too unafraid. The cruiser surges ahead, stopping abruptly. Talon steps out, blocking her path. Dark clouds gather overhead, the air heavy with electricity. Without warning, he grabs her, slamming her against a brick wall. His hands tighten around her throat as she gasps, "I did nothing." Her hymnals scatter across the pavement, pages fluttering like wounded birds. Bystanders freeze, their eyes averted. Sokara's heart pounds, but her spirit holds firm even as Talon's grip tightens. The storm is breaking, and her peaceful morning shatters with it. In their cozy Atlanta home, Sokara sits with Lucian, her neck bruised from Talon's grip. Her eyes, usually warm, burn with memory. A flashback grips her. 15-year-old Sokara watches police pin her brother Jamal to the pavement. His face bloodied, her mother's sobs echoing in the dusk. Back in the present, she traces the bruises, whispering, "I wanted peace, Lucian, not this." Lucian, a federal judge, takes her hand, his robe hanging nearby, a symbol of justice he can't fully wield here. As a social worker, Sokara fought for kids like Jamal, their faces haunting her. She kneels at a small altar, lighting a candle, praying for strength. The flame flickers, mirroring her resolve. "I can't stay silent," she tells Lucian, her voice steady despite the fear. "For Jamal, for those kids, for me." Lucian nods, his love outweighing his worry, though his eyes betray the cost. Thunder rumbles outside, the storm from yesterday lingering. Sokara's decision is made. She'll file a complaint against Talon no matter the risk. The candle burns bright, a beacon in the gathering dark. The Fulton County Courthouse looms over Atlanta like a gray monolith, its stone facade cold under a sky heavy with clouds. Sokara Ellison, dressed in a sharp blazer, walks up the steps, her bruised neck hidden by a silk scarf. Lucian, her husband, strides beside her, his judge's calm masking a storm of worry. Reporters swarm, microphones thrusting forward. "Mrs. Ellison, what happened with Officer Talon?" one shouts. Sokara pauses, her voice steady but laced with fire. "He attacked me, unprovoked. I'm here for justice." Her words carry weight honed by years as a social worker advocating for the voiceless. In the crowd, Maya, a fiery community organizer, in her 30s, live streams the moment, her phone capturing every syllable. "This is Sokara's truth," Maya narrates, her followers spiking by the second. Inside, the courtroom buzzes with tension. Officer Talon sits at the defense table, his police uniform crisp, his smirk barely concealed. His lawyer, Vincent Crane, a slick police union attorney with a reputation for burying complaints, rises. "This is a misunderstanding," Crane sneers, his voice smooth as oil. "Mrs. Ellison provoked Officer Talon. She's no victim." The judge, an older white man with a skeptical frown, scribbles notes. Sokara feels the room tilt. The system's weight leans against her. Talon's eyes lock onto hers, his gaze a silent taunt. "You're nothing here." Among the spectators, a teenage girl, Lila, 16, clutches her phone, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and admiration. She was there that Sunday, saw Talon's hands on Sokara's throat and recorded it. Her thumb hovers over the video, unsure if she's brave enough to share it. Sokara notices her, offering a small nod as if sensing her unspoken courage. Maya leans over to Lila, whispering, "You're safe with us." Lila's grip tightens, her decision teetering. As the hearing breaks, Talon approaches Sokara in the hallway, his bulk towering. "You think you'll win," he says, voice low, venomous. Lucian steps between them, his voice cold. "Back off, Talon." The officer chuckles, undeterred, his badge gleaming like a shield. Crane joins his smile, predatory. "Mrs. Ellison, you're stirring trouble. That's dangerous." The threat lands like a punch, but Sokara stands tall, her faith, her armor. Maya pulls her aside, eyes blazing. "They'll play dirty, Sokara." "We need the community, protests, petitions, everything. I'm already rallying on X." Sokara nods, but the imbalance gnaws at her. Talon has the union, the department, the system. She has her truth and a growing spark of support. That night, Sokara and Lucian sit at their kitchen table, the candle from her altar flickering. "They're coming for us," she says, her voice steady but her hands trembling. Lucian takes them his judge's robe in the shadows. We knew this wouldn't be easy. Outside, thunder rolls the storm from that Sunday still haunting the air. Maya texts rally tomorrow. We're with you. But as Sokara checks her phone, a call from an unknown number interrupts. Crane's voice slithers through. Drop this Judge Ellison or we'll ruin her. You know we can. Lucian's face hardens, but Sokara's resolve burns brighter. She lights another candle, its flame defiant. The battlefield is set and she's ready to fight. Atlanta crackles with unrest as Sokara Ellison's case against Officer Talon gains traction. Her phone buzzes incessantly with anonymous texts, back off or pay. Local tabloids brand her an angry activist, twisting her social work into a narrative of rabble-rousing. One headline screams, Judge's wife seeks fame through lawsuit, complete with a grainy photo of her shouting at the courthouse. Sokara's stomach churns as she scrolls X, where trolls amplify the smear, some calling her a liar, others worse. At church, where her hymnals once brought solace, whispers follow her. Deacon Harris, a longtime friend, avoids her gaze. Later, he confesses in a hushed tone, I leaked your complaint to Talon's team. They threatened my job, Sokara. I'm sorry. The betrayal cuts deep like a blade through her faith in community. Nights grow sleepless. Sokara stares at her reflection, the bruises on her neck faded, but fear etched in her eyes. Maya's protests draw crowds with signs reading justice for Sokara, but the system feels impenetrable, a fortress of bureaucracy and bias. At home, tension frays her bond with Lucian. What if we lose everything? She snaps, her voice cracking under the weight of doubt. Lucian holds her, but his silence speaks louder, his judge's impartiality clashing with his love. We're in this together, he says yet. The words feel hollow against the storm outside. Rain lashing their windows like a warning. Maya, undeterred, organizes a rally outside City Hall. Sokara speaks, her voice raw but resolute, recounting Talon's attack. The crowd roars, but counter-protesters, egged on by police union flyers, shout, slurs their faces twisted with hate. Lila, the teenage witness, stands nearby, her phone trembling in her hands. She whispers to Sokara, I'm scared to share my video. What if they come for me? Sokara kneels, her social worker's heart steadying the girl. Fear means you're doing something brave, she says, but her own fear mirrors Lila's. The city's pulse quickens. Sokara notices a black SUV trailing her to the grocery store, its tinted windows ominous. She tells Lucian, who dismisses it as paranoia, but his eyes betray worry. Maya's X posts gain millions of views, pressuring the department, but the backlash intensifies. A local news anchor, cozy with the police union airs, a segment questioning Sokara's motives, splicing her courthouse speech to sound aggressive. Friends stop calling. Neighbors cross the street. The isolation is suffocating her world, shrinking to the candlelit altar where she prays for strength. Then the mini-climax strikes. Late at night, Sokara wakes to shattering glass. A brick crashes through their living room window, wrapped in a note, stop or die. Glass shards glint like teeth on the floor, the hymnals on her table now dusted with debris. Lucian pulls her close, his judge's calm shattered. We need to call the police, he says, but Sokara laughs bitterly. They are the police? Outside, the storm rages, thunder echoing the threat. Sokara lights her candle, its flame trembling, but unextinguished. The system wants her broken, but her resolve hardens in the dark. The trial against Officer Talon begins in a packed Fulton County courtroom, the air thick with anticipation. Sokara Ellison sits beside her lawyer, her hands clasped tightly, the weight of the past week's betrayal threats, and isolation etched in her posture. Lucian in the gallery watches with the judge's restraint, though his eyes betray fear. Maya, live streaming from the back, captures the tension, her ex-followers swelling. The prosecution's case teeters. Key evidence like bystander testimonies has been delayed by bureaucratic red tape. Sokara's hope flickers like the candle on her altar at home, fragile but persistent. Then a bombshell erupts. Mid-session, Maya's phone pings with an anonymous link. She gasps, forwarding it to her network. Within minutes, a leaked body cam clip floods X, showing Talon pinning Sokara against the brick wall, his hands on her throat, sneering, Know your place, black bitch. The racial venom ignites the courtroom as spectators murmur, phones buzzing. Sokara watches the clip on Maya's screen, her breath catching the hymnals scattered that day, vivid in her mind. The judge calls for order, but the damage is done. Atlanta's streets buzz with outraged protesters chanting, Justice for Sokara under a stormy sky. Talon's lawyer, Vincent Crane, leaps up red-faced. "This video is edited inadmissible," he barks, claiming tampering. The judge, skeptical, orders a recess to verify the footage. Sokara feels a spark of hope, but it's short-lived. The prosecution's key witness, Mr. Patel, a nervous shopkeeper who saw the attack, is suddenly absent. Word reaches the courtroom. Patel was arrested that morning on trumped-up charges of tax evasion. His shop shuttered, his testimony silenced. Crane smirks at Sokara, his confidence chilling. Maya whispers, "They're burying us." The imbalance of power feels crushing. Talon's union has the system wired. Outside, the city pulses with fury. The body cam clip shared millions of times sparks vigils and clashes with police. Sokara meets Lila, the teenage witness, at a community center, hoping her video can bolster the case. Lila trembles, her phone heavy with the unshared footage. "They'll ruin my family," she says, tears falling. Sokara, her social worker's heart aching, hugs her. "You're not alone," she says, but her own fear mirrors Lila's. Back in court, Crane hammers Sokara's credibility, painting her as a troublemaker. The judge's frown deepens and Lucian's hands clench in the gallery. As night falls, Sokara sits alone at home, the brick from the window attack on her table a grim reminder. The body cam clip, though, viral, is mired in legal disputes, and Patel's arrest feels like a death knell. Protesters chant outside, their voices muffled by rain, but the system's grip tightens. Sokara lights her candle, its flame barely holding against the dark. The trial feels lost justice, a fading dream, and the situation seems irreversible. Talon's smirk looms like a storm that won't break. The Fulton County courtroom hums with tension as Sokara Ellison faces another grueling day of trial, the leaked body cam clip now mired in legal disputes. The loss of Mr. Patel's testimony and the brick through her window weigh heavily, but Sokara refuses to break. At home, her candle burns steadily, a symbol of her faith. Maya, relentless, amplifies the Justice for Sokara campaign on X, the body cam clip shared over 10 million times. Protesters gather daily outside the courthouse, their signs a sea of defiance under Atlanta's stormy skies. Yet the system's grip feels unyielding, and Talon's smirk remains a taunt. Sokara meets Lila, the teenage witness, at a bustling community center. Lila's hands tremble, her phone holding the unshared video of Talon's attack. "I'm terrified," she admits, her voice barely audible over the hum of organizers. Sokara kneels, her social worker's warmth steadying the girl. "You're stronger than you know, Lila. Your truth can change this." Lila nods, tears falling, and uploads the video to Maya's X account. The clear, unedited footage showing Talon's hands on Sokara's throat, the hymnal scattering, goes viral, countering Crane's edited claim. The courtroom erupts when Sokara's lawyer presents it, the judge's skepticism softening. Talon's face pales, his confidence cracking. Maya's campaign surges, with national news picking up the story. A hashtag Sokara's hymn trends, inspired by the hymnals symbolizing resilience. At a rally, Sokara speaks, her voice raw but powerful. "This isn't just my fight, it's for every voice silenced." The crowd roars, and Lucian, watching from the sidelines, grips her hand later, his pride outweighing his fear. But Crane counters ruthlessly, digging into Sokara's past, twisting her social work into anti-police activism. The media wavers, some outlets still smearing her. Sokara's nights grow heavy. The brick's notes stop or die, haunting her dreams. Then a small victory emerges. Lila, bolstered by Sokara's encouragement, takes the stand. Her testimony is unshakable, describing Talon's aggression in vivid detail. The judge moved by. Her courage admits her video as evidence, a blow to Crane's defense. Outside, protesters sing Sokara's favorite hymn, their voices carrying through the rain a chorus of hope. The public's tide shifts. Petitions circulate demanding Talon's badge. For the first time, Sokara feels the system wobble, the truth clawing to the surface. But a twist looms. As the session ends, Crane approaches Sokara's lawyer with a sly grin, hinting at a new witness who claims Sokara provoked Talon. Whispers spread. The witness is a disgraced ex-cop with a grudge against Lucian, willing to lie for the union. Sokara overhears, her heart sinking. At home, she lights her candle, its flame steady but small against the gathering storm. The victory is real, but fragile, and Crane's move threatens to unravel it. Yet Sokara's resolve hardens. She'll fight for Lila, for the truth for herself. The Fulton County courtroom crackles with anticipation as Sokara Ellison's trial against Officer Talon nears its climax. Lila's testimony and video have shifted the tide, but Vincent Crane's new witness looms like a storm cloud. Sokara sits resolute, her candle's flame burning in her mind. Lucian in the gallery exchanges a glance with her, his judge's calm masking a bold plan. Maya's Justice for Sokara campaign surges on X, fueling protests that swell outside their chants, echoing Sokara's favorite hymn. Lucian, risking his career, takes a stand. He presents damning evidence, police records showing Talon assaulted 3 other black women over 5 years, their complaints buried by the department. A flashback sears Sokara's memory, one victim a single mother weeping after Talon's attack, her case dismissed. Lucian's voice is steady, the system protected him. Gasps ripple through the room. Crane objects. Face flushed, but the judge allows it, his skepticism crumbling. Then a bombshell. Maya's X account leaks an email from Talon's supervisor ordering him to clean up Sokara's incident and silence witnesses. The email, verified by a whistleblower, exposes the department's complicity. The courtroom buzzes, spectators sharing the post. Witnesses once silenced now testify, a nurse, a teacher, their voices echoing the mother's pain. Talon's facade shatters his eyes, darting fear replacing his smirk. The judge's gavel falls like thunder, admitting the email as evidence. Outside, protesters sing Sokara's hymn louder, their candles glowing through the rain, a symbolic chorus of truth. The system's failure is laid bare and justice pushes to the surface, unstoppable. The Fulton County courtroom falls silent as the judge delivers the verdict. Officer Talon is convicted of assault and civil rights violations, his badge stripped. Cheers erupt, but Sokara Ellison remains somber, her hands clasped tightly. The leaked email and Lila's video sealed Talon's fate, yet victory feels hollow. The trial's toll is etched in her face. Nightmares of the brick wall, the chokehold, and the brick through her window haunt her. At home, the hymnals on her table, dusted with glass, are a stark reminder of the fight. Friends like Deacon Harris, who betrayed her, no longer call. Church whispers linger, and neighbors keep their distance. The media, once venomous, now praises her, but the angry activist label scars her reputation. Her marriage with Lucian strains under the weight of his career risks and her trauma. "We made it," he says, holding her, but their embrace feels fragile love, tested by sleepless nights and unspoken fears. Sokara's health frays migraines, anxiety, but her spirit endures. At a community center, Sokara mentors Lila, teaching her to advocate. "You're the future," she tells the girl, her social worker's heart rekindled. Yet the city remains divided, protests fading, but tensions simmering. Justice, she realizes, is never perfect. Choosing healing, Sokara sweeps her porch. The storm cloud's gone and sets the hymnals aside, her strength now a private fire. She steps back from the spotlight, ready to rebuild. Atlanta transforms in the wake of Sokara Ellison's victory. A federal investigation dismantles the police department's corrupt practices, leading to the Sokara Ellison policy mandating body cam transparency and officer accountability. Petitions spark statewide reforms, and Maya's X campaign fuels a national push for justice. At a community vigil, a mural is unveiled. Sokara's face, serene yet fierce, fists raised, painted on a community center wall. The crowd sings her favorite hymn, candles glowing like stars against the dusk. Sokara, now quieter, walks with Lucian, their hands clasped, their marriage healing despite scars. The trial's toll, lost friends, fractured faith lingers, but she finds peace in small acts. At home, she plants a garden, each flower a symbol of resilience, its roots deep like her resolve. "Was it worth it?" Lucian asks one evening, their porch bathed in sunset. Sokara nods, touching a bloom. For Lila, for them, yes. She mentors at the center, her social worker's spirit guiding youth like Lila, but avoids the spotlight, her strength now private. The mural stands as a beacon, its colors vivid against Atlanta's skyline. Sokara passes it daily, her legacy etched in paint and policy. The hymn's melody lingers in the air, carried by a community reborn, walking together toward a brighter dawn. Years later, a young activist inspired by Sokara Ellison's fight stands at an Atlanta rally, holding a phone displaying Lila's video, now an icon of truth. The crowd diverse and fervent roars as she recounts Sokara's stand against Talon. Sokara, now in her 50s. Gray streaking her hair, watches from the edges, her smile quiet. The mural of her face, fist raised, looms nearby, a testament to her courage. Lila, now a confident advocate, nods to her mentor, their bond enduring. The activist's voice rises. "Sokara showed us silence is not strength, speaking is." She urges the crowd to act. Vote, protest, share stories to honor Sokara's legacy. The city skyline sparkles storm clouds long gone. A hymnal page caught in the wind flutters past Sokara, its notes a whisper of her journey. Her policy reforms and the community's rebirth live on inspiring a generation to fight for justice. What will you do with this story? Will you speak for the silence, challenge the powerful or light? A candle against the dark, Sokara's legacy demands action. As she walks away, the crowd's chants fade, but her impact echoes in every raised voice. Truth is a flame, Sokara once said. It burns, but it lights the way. Share her story. Fight for what's right. Let her courage ignite yours.